Hello, hello. Hello, everyone. We are live. Let me reduce the volume. Yeah, good. Little sound check, just making sure everything is okay. All right, I heard myself. Excellent. How is everybody doing this evening? I hope everybody had a good day. I hope everybody's having a good day. If you are in Canada, at least in Eastern Canada, the temperature is absolutely incredible for the last 2 days. So I hope you've had the chance to take advantage of that. Maybe go outside, like have some walk in nature, or just relax, having the doors open, letting some fresh air, So hopefully you've been able to take advantage of that and enjoy the beautiful weather. If not, you might have noticed that it is finally here. Chat, I can finally share with you folks for the first time the new Fugeki logo. So if anybody will pop in the stream at some point, whatever, please share with me what you think about the logo. I very much like it. I think it encapsulates so much of what I wanted in my logo. The way that I've explained it to the designer was, I want a logo that, first of all, it needs to have a connection to Japan, and the icon that I choose, because I wanted a gender neutral and like politically neutral-ish icon for Japan, and I chose the sakura tree. So a lot of the branding and things around the channels, whatever, has to revolve around the sakura tree. So that's like the Japanese connection. So it connects to the stuff that I'm studying, to my knowledge, the thing I'm passionate about. And a big part of the educational content I'm going to be created for my channel is going to be related to, ancient Japan, Japanese culture, East Asian culture in general. So I wanted something that encapsulates that, and I choose the sakura tree to do that. So I wanted to have a connection with Japan. So we chose the sakura tree and the writing of Fugeki in Japanese. Also, I needed to have a clear connection to World of Warcraft, and what better connection to World of Warcraft than the Spirit of Redemption? Every single person that has played WoW that will see the Spirit of Redemption will automatically recognize it, and on top of that, it is something that is also affiliated with the holy priests, more specifically in terms of the spirit of redemption talents that you can choose, but also a lot of the holiness and holy spells and like whatever, a lot of the even the icons of holy priests and whatever, like guardian spirit and stuff in retail WoW, like it's very similar to the spirit of redemption. So that was like the second thing that I wanted out there, that I wanted in there. And lastly, I wanted to have a connection with education, because a lot of the content I'm going to be putting out there, maybe not right now because it's like brand new and I'm slow at like making things happen, but one of the things I will be putting out there is educational content. So education is, you know, in terms of the papers that I publish, in terms of the conference that I go to, in terms of the, you know, like the twisting all of that to make like, you know, short videos for you guys to understand what I'm working on, but also to have a better understanding of many different things. There's going to be a lot of education around, you know, like oppression, around, you know, like the main current dominant ideologies of this world and stuff like that, and how they operate, you know, within us cognitively or not on a daily basis. So yeah, there is going to be a lot of education content on this channel, and I wanted to make sure that there had to be a connection to that. And the ones that I chose would be, I wanted like books, but I thought books would kind of be a little out of place, so we chose scrolls instead, because a lot of the knowledge that I have and a lot of the knowledge that I've learned through my academic career is studying classical Japan and ancient China. So you know, having scrolls and like manuscripts instead of having books would also relate to that, like ancient style, like creating knowledge that is very close to my heart. So there you go. Encapsulated all of these three elements. I wanted a connection to Japan, I wanted a clear connection to WoW and the priests specifically, and I wanted a connection to education, and that's what we come up with within the color scheme of the channel, which is a mix of like pink, blue, and like purplish, whatever. So that's what we got. So I hope you guys are going to appreciate it. It's going to be literally everywhere. I'm going to put it, you know, it's always on my YouTube. It's going to be in my intro and my outro. As I'm going to be hopping into the game, you're going to notice I also put the logo like on the top left corner of the screen. So it is very much going to be there everywhere. This is going to be the branding. And eventually, you know, provided that things go according to plan and things go well and the growth, you know, happens at a decent level, we might also want to have merch, you know, like merch, maybe like a hat or a hoodie or like some, like, you know, teacups, like whatever. Y'all know, like I'm a big fan of like teacups, so maybe having some mugs, you know, that has a logo on it or something, that'd be pretty cool. So yeah, so there you go. This is the final result. We finally have it. I'm super excited to finally be able to share it with you. I've seen this logo, you know, for about like almost like a month now, and I haven't been able to put it out, and it's finally there. So I'm really, really, really excited. I also have it on my banner on YouTube, as you can see. I have it on my banner on Twitch as well. So yeah, you're gonna be like, you know, it's gonna be everywhere. So hopefully every single time you're gonna see something about that out there, you'll recognize that we're talking about Fugeki. So that is the goal. That is the point. All right, so enough chit-chatting about all of that stuff. I'm so excited about it. I'm so happy, and I'm really excited to be here and share that with you guys for the first time. There's two things I'd like to talk about. So the first one is I realized earlier today that there is an exclusive quest that is available to exclusively to the TBC pre-patch. So basically, there is one quest that is there in the game that you can only do for these 2 weeks of pre-patch. After the pre-patch is done, the quest is going to disappear forever. So in all of the history of like what is going to become World of Warcraft Classic and World of Warcraft in general, you'll only have this 2-week window to be able to do this quest, which gives you a unique reward. It's a cosmetic reward, but it's a reward nonetheless that you'll be able as a collector, you know, to have there to put in your bank. And if ever, you know, this thing grows into becoming, you know, like Wrath of the Lich King or something like that, then it's still something you'll be able to carry on with you. It's a really cool reward. It's very unique because it has an animation effect attached to it that is usually not there for such items. So yeah, I'm super. I put basically what I did is I put a video out there for you guys how to do it. It's on my YouTube channel. So if you go to my YouTube, Fugeki22, you'll see just a quick guide. It's like a 3-minute video, like whatever, that I'm just like, I'm explaining like where to get the quest, how to do it. I just cut the video and like, you know, the parts that are longer, it's a very quick item. And towards the last part, I actually show what the item is, so you can see if it's worth your time for you to do that quest, if you're interested into these kind of items. So please, if you're interested in knowing more about it, go and watch my YouTube video. I just uploaded today on the channel. It should be pretty much up there on the recent uploads. So please go check that out. And if you like and enjoy the video, if you want to see more content like that, then obviously leave a like and like all that stuff. You know the gig. Now the other thing that I want to talk about is what we're going to be doing today. So as you know, I've been saying over the last streams that like I wanted to do, you know, like TBC Arena streams until it launches, because we won't have a lot of things to do and like all that stuff. But there's one thing that I feel like some people might be interested in knowing, so I'm going to test it out tonight, and there's a chance that might turn again into a YouTube video for tomorrow. Maybe, I don't know yet. I don't want to make that commitment. Is that apparently it's possible to fish for TBC fishes in Karazhan. So in the Deadwind Pass, there is a river. I don't know where it is. We're going to go and find it. So apparently there is a river in Deadwind Pass. And in that river, if you have enough skills and enough like all of that stuff, you're actually able to fish TBC fishes right now. So you could literally stuff up your bag, stuff up your bank, and like all that stuff with some TBC fishes, so that whenever it releases, you already have an advantage over other players in terms of the fish that you have, in terms of the cooking that you can do, maybe leveling cooking quicker, and then putting out there on the auction house a lot quicker the food buffs that people would be wanting for the raids. So today we're gonna go test that. We're gonna go test if it's possible for us to find the river that they talk about, and not only to find it, but to actually start fishing our first fishes and see if we can get the TBC fishes already. So let's go and check that out. So what we will want to do is first of all, we're going to talk to the flight master. Obviously we will want to go to Darkshire, and in Darkshire I've emptied my bag to be able to if it is true, if we can get these fishes, then we will be stocking up on these fishes. All right. Also, one thing that you might notice something different with my character, for those who have been hanging out for a bit, is off stream today I decided to give a try and farm instead of farm the mats that I needed to do the truth investment. And the only thing that I was missing, the only thing I needed to be able to do it, was golden pearls. Now for those who don't know, golden pearls drop from big mouth clams, which I don't have. So if you kill, for example, Nagas in Stranglethorn on this island here, if you kill Nagas on this island, they drop big clam meat, and then the big clam meat has a chance to drop the golden pearl, as well as many other pearls for that matter, like the iridescent pearl, the black pearl. Sometimes I think I've seen some small lustrous pearl, but I'm not sure. So they can drop from here, but also they can drop from the Hate Crest Nagas in Isle of the Dread in Feralis. So because STV is a contested area, and because there's a lot of people questing there, and for us Alliance, it's so easy to get to Isle of the Dread because of the flying path to Feathermoon Stronghold, then you go into that cave here, right? The Isle of the Dread, you go into that cave, and that cave has probably something like, I don't know, like 35 Nagas hang out in there, and the respawn is actually very quick. So you can go there and just farm. And I did that. I farmed 2 batches, like not 2-3 days ago. I farmed for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, and nothing dropped. And I did it today. And today I got 2 pearls in basically not even 1 hour. And while I was there was a little gnome. There was a little gnome that was like little 47 that was kind of like questing, minding his own business and like whatever. And then he kind of whispered me, was like, dude, like, why are you farming these gray items? Like, what the hell, you know, like, let me do my quest kind of thing. And I explained to him, I said, oh, I need these big clam, I need these big mouth clam because they have a chance to drop the golden pearls, and I need the golden pearls to do the true faith investment. And then the person told me like, oh, I have 2. How much do you want from them? I was kind of like, whoa, like these are actually like holy shit. I had 1 in my bag at that time. So like, dude, like I can get, you know, 2 of them like right now. And I think the guy probably didn't know or whatever, but on the auction house, they go for like 60 gold. And like they used to go for 100 gold 2 days ago. And so 2 days ago, they were 100 gold. They kind of dropped to 70-ish or 80 gold or something like that. And now this morning, they were like 60. So I didn't want to screw the guy. He probably didn't know, and he was super nice. And like, you know, I was the one kind of like also, you know, stealing his loot or whatever. So I just told him, like I would buy both of them, you know, like 80 gold in total. So like 40 gold each. And, he was like, yeah, sure, man. So he automatically ran towards me. As soon as I said 40 gold each, he just ran towards me, trade, and just like the thing. So he probably didn't know that he probably lost something like 25 gold by trading me these pearls in that moment. But hey, I got my pearls and I was pretty happy. And then next thing you know, I was kind of like, oh, I already got 1 pearl. And this guy like just, you know, bought these 2 pearls from this guy. So I was like, I wonder how long it's going to take me to get my 4th one. Hopefully I won't have to buy it on the auction house. And literally the next mob, right after the trade, the next mob that I kill, drop a clam, and the clam had a pearl in it. So I farmed my 4 pearls, well, 2 of them, and then I purchased 2 at a really cheap price. And I managed to do the true faith investment. So as you can see here, I am now equipping the true faith investment. So I am more than ready to tackle the TBC level grind with the gear that I have. The gear that I have is pretty solid. The pre-raid best in slot, everything is pre-raid best in slot, basically, except for these boots, but it's still really, really, really good. And yeah, so with these robes, we're really like in business. And I also wanted to, you know, like to have it because just, you know, it's kind of an iconic item of like classic WoW. So even whenever I'm going to be done, I'm just going to put it in the bank and like leave it there. Just like when I'm not going to use Benediction anymore, I'm also just going to leave it in my bank because it's just such an iconic item. So, you know, that's the plan. But anyway, so we're pretty happy about that. And you know what? If I look at the difference, I think I don't have it anymore. Yeah, I don't have it anymore. I think I DE'd the robe to get some shards. But like now my character actually looks good. You know, before it was like it looked weird and then it had this blue thing with the pink shirt and like whatever, but now everything is covered and all of the color matches except for the cloak maybe or whatever, but all the color matches. The turban is a little off, but whatever, it's still like the color. If the color would be different, it would be like nicer, but it's still not too bad. But yeah, I don't know, I feel like I look badass now that I equip these robes and they're actually so freaking good. I'm really happy. So yeah, so we got even better gear today from doing that farm. So hopefully we'll have the same luck here. Oh, and I got something, chat. I've never seen that before. Wait, maybe I can find it in in here. Let's go to like crafting, miscellaneous elixir. No, I want fishing. Can I get fishing? No, it's not there. Special. Okay, anyway, it's not, it doesn't seem to be there. But one other thing that I got today, I've never seen that before. Maybe it's a new thing because it's TBC. I was doing some fishing and I got some of these like mithril boxes that you can open, and it gives you like a bunch of loot that they're actually pretty lucrative. And you loot these boxes because you can have like rune cloth bolt and like stuff like that can sell pretty well. But I got a thing that it's a book, and it's a book that teaches me a skill. And you can't see it because of my UI, I think. Yeah, look at this. You know, you have like find treasure, and when you're an herbalist, you can like find herbs, and when you're mining, you can like find nodes and stuff. I got a book that tells me how to find fish. Yep. So now when I'm doing my fishing tour, you know, like around like STV and like whatever to be able to get some gold, I just run around with this. And it already tells me, it lights up when there's a school of fish, and it tells me like what's available. And I've never seen that before. It's so cool. So yeah, so now I'm just running with that around, and I'm gonna see on my map whatever it is a fishing spot for me, and it's gonna tell me what kind of fish it is as well, right? Just like it would be like for a node or a herb mine, a herb, you know, tree or something like that. So anyway, alrighty, chat. We're trying this. This is official. We are doing this. We're gonna equip this to have as much fishing skills as possible. I see right now we're at 320. This brings us to 370. So we should be able to fish some TBC stuff with that kind of level. Let's try it. Let's see if the rumors are true. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Barbed gill trout. Okay, I need to look it up online. I need to look it up online, chat. So it works. Ooh, crescent tail skullfish. Look at that. We have TBC fishes. Literally. Oh, that's so exciting. That is so exciting. Okay, I need to check what the crescent tail skullfish is used for. I just need to know. Okay. Crescent tail skullfish. Crescent tail. Crescent tail skullfish. All right. We're definitely happy about that. Oh, I want lots of these. Oh, lightning eel. Lightning eel. We know what we're gonna do. Lightning eel. I have a feeling that that's actually a good thing. Oh, that's ooh, okay. So see, Damn. I'm so happy I saw that. I'm so happy I know about this. I feel like, this is the kind of thing, like, you want to get an edge over people when things are going to launch. You want to be able to get money fast or like whatever. Like, I'm assuming there's a lot of people that would be looking for these stuff, for consumables, either for raids or for dungeon farming or something like that. And they'll want these consumables, and nobody will be able to basically do them except for you that already have the fishes, precisely because you took the time to farm them before the launch. So that's awesome. We don't want the barbed gill trout that much. It's good for leveling the fishing skills, but it's not really good. It's not really good for like actually what it does, probably in terms of like money making. But I feel like the crescent tail skullfish and the lightning eel, they have potentially good gold making prospects, especially early in the expansion when not a lot of people. If you have a lot of people that are going to be like dungeon leveling, for example, if you just spam dungeon to get to 70 kind of like as fast as possible and like all of that stuff, you won't really have the chance to, level up fishing. You won't have the chance to level up fishing, to have like all the sorts ready and like whatever. But if like when the thing goes out, you actually just put down on the auction house, even before TBC releases. If before TBC releases, oh no, because you won't have the recipe, so we won't be able to cook them. We won't be able to cook them before the recipe is out. But anyway, if it comes out, you go into like honor hold and you find a fishing trainer there, you train the cooking, and then maybe you can like find a recipe. I don't know where the recipe is. I'd have to actually look it up. I know that the lightning eel is a recipe that you have to buy, but I'm not sure about the other ones. Let's actually look it up, okay? Let's look it up right now. So, just display. Okay. And just get the recipes and start doing whatever you have. a little bit of RNG involved, you know, with getting the daily quests and completing the daily quests and doing all of that stuff. But once that's done, you know, after that we'll be ready to go. So it shouldn't take long, especially because they're daily cooking quests, you know. You know what's kind of cool is we're in Deadwind Pass, okay? And Deadwind Pass is probably one of the most dead, desolate, like lifeless region of the entirety of like World of Warcraft. And we keep fishing and it keeps saying like, oh, it doesn't work, like the fish got away and like whatever. But at the same time, it's kind of like, you know, it feels like it's lore relevant. You know, it's like, yeah, we're in this zone where everything is dead, and of all the zones we fished in, it's the only one that we actually have a hard time getting fishes. It's like, yeah, duh, everything is dead. There's no life here, you know. So I don't know. It's kind of a sucks because we're not getting what we want, but at the same time, it's I don't know. It just adds to the lore, I guess. Oh, another lightning eel. I think that lightning eel is going to be a big money maker. I think so. Actually, I haven't done any research whatsoever in terms of like what are the fishes and the fishing spots or whatever that are going to be like good money makers for TBC. So there's a chance that it just, you know, there's a chance that like we're fishing this and they're actually not good money making, but it's still just cool to just know that, you know, like we can do this. We can be here in this region and nobody's going to come here, you know, like to steal our spot either. It's like we can be here and actually just do our thing and actually get going for TBC. It's like we're getting ready. You know, there are people that are like, for example, they've calculated how much, I don't know, how much cloth, room cloth or whatever they need in order to level their tailoring to whatever 330 or something like that in TBC with the mats of classic. And it feels like it's kind of like what we're doing, right? It's like we're getting ourselves ready with TBC mats so that when TBC launches, we have already mats to be able to push for leveling our cooking and fishing really quickly. Which as a healer, I know that cooking and fishing is going to be one of the, at least to me, I'm definitely going to try it, one of the really good money-making things in the game, because it's really hard to, like, you know, farm stuff and whatever as a healer. There are, like, I don't think there's going to be stuff like DM East or whatever that you can farm easily and still make decent gold or something like that. Maybe there is, but I just don't know about them. And farming mobs in the outside world, mobs are going to be, you know, a little harder to kill. As a discipline priest, it's not too bad because you can do decent damage, and playing discipline, you also have like power infusion, whatever, that you can pop on yourself to do some decent damage. You have a lot of damaging spells, so it's not like the discipline priest specifically is going to be difficult to farm with, but like fishing is just easier. Hey, this person gets it. Okay, bloodfin catfish. Bloodfin catfish, chat. Is that a thing? Does it work? Yes, sir. We are back. I don't want you guys to miss on my amazingly beautiful logo on the top left corner, you know? I want to make sure everybody sees it at all times. So yeah, today was a pretty good day, you know, with the farming and with the getting the True Faith vestment, which was one of my objective. Like when before, like one of the things that I told myself is most likely I won't be able to get these other things, like, you know, like the Transcendence robe or like these other things like some BWL or AQ40 or Nax gear or like whatever. So it's kind of like, I think the best that I can do with what I know I can is True Faith vestment. And I was waiting. I farmed Fellcloth. I farmed Fellcloth for a while, knowing very well that in TBC, Mooncloth doesn't have a cooldown anymore. It used to have a 4-day cooldown, but when pre-patch release, it got rid of the cooldown. So I had all my Fellcloth that was just there waiting to be converted into Mooncloth, and I did that like the moment that pre-patch launched. I kind of just converted all of it, and I've been farming and accumulating the materials to do the True Faith. You know, I already had I had 3 righteous orbs just from leveling. When I leveled up, I did a few Stratholme live, and so I already had a few orbs like accumulated and all that stuff. And then I farmed the Golden Pearls today, but it went really well. I was really surprised of how like quickly. I was skeptical, and when I saw that the Golden Pearls were almost like 100 gold each on the auction house, I was kind of like, screw that, you know, like I'm not gonna pay 400 gold to have this piece of gear that I know I'll be, you know, changing. Probably not immediately in TBC, but it shouldn't take that long before I change it, at least in my mind. It's not like it's like tier 3 Naxxramas level stuff, you know. It's still pre-raid best in slot material. So anyway, I'm really happy that I got the pearls and I managed to get it right. It was one of my objectives that I did not know if I would be able to do, getting the True Faith vestments. It was one of my preparation objectives, you know. And yeah, I did it. Gotta you know, feel good saying that, you know. Yeah, now technically I have not, like, the only thing I could do technically, to if I would really want to have like the best gear that I can before TBC releases, what I could do would be like doing an Onyxia and hoping that the tier 3 helm drops, and hoping that the tier 3 helm drops alongside doing GDKP BWL and having like maybe like either like, I don't know, the boots, the Transcendence boots or something like that drops. That would give me 3 pieces, and that would give me the you see like the 20 MP5. Oh, it increased. Wow, I didn't know that. For TBC pre-patch, it actually increased. Before that, the 3 set of Transcendence used to give you 15 NP5, and now it actually gives 20. That's crazy. I didn't know that. So the thing that would happen would be that I would land into a GDKP Blackwind Lair. I would get a piece, and I would get a helm from an Onyxia, and that would give me 3 pieces of Transcendence. If not, like, the Gloves of Prophecy they're good right now because they still give like 6 MP5, which is not negligible, and like, you know, the stats are okay. But the gloves from Assyrian in AQ20 are better because they just give 30 healing spell power. So and at the beginning, healing spell power, I think, which is going to be like flat out better, I think. So yeah, so I could get an upgrade for the gloves, getting different gloves, getting the one from Assyrian. And I still could get like the Betrayer's Boots from ZG, but I already did a ZG. I did just a Hakar only ZG for the wand, and the wand did not drop. So technically, the only thing I could really upgrade would be the Gloves of Prophecy and the trinket. The trinket, which is this one. But like, it's not really an upgrade because the one that I have right now has, as you can see, 18 healing spell and 6 damage. Right? And the one from Hakar has 18 healing spell power and 18 plus damage. So I would just get an upgrade of plus damage, but it's not like plus damage is super relevant if you know, it's like I already have the like plus 18 healing, which is what I'm looking for. So I would just trade that for the other one. But one thing that is not negligible is that the other one does have a higher DPS. I think it's like 80 something DPS. So, you know, if I'm in a dungeon and like the pull is going on and like whatever, and I want to contribute to damage without necessarily wasting my thing. Nice. Yeah, that was so nice of him. Maybe I can, maybe I should do that. Just enough to I'm gonna ask him a question. Do you know, let's ask him, do you know which fish is a good money maker in TBC? Maybe he knows. Okay, lightning eel. I've also gotten some. Pretty sure that's gonna sell. But at least we know that the lightning eels are gonna sell. So that's good. That's good to know. It's cool to have a fishing partner too. It's never happened before. I'm excited. Oh. And also, chat, there's been some good news today. Like, overall, like, you know, generally speaking, some good news. In game. So, one of my friend that is on a different server boosted himself a character on. Okay, so I have a friend. His name is Zolkir. You can see on the little window on the left, you know, my last follow is actually from him. So Zolkir has basically played warrior all of his life, and now he's decided to change things up a little bit, and he wants to play shaman in TBC. So he's and he's on the server Netherwind. So right now he's basically leveling his shaman as fast as he can to try to be ready for leveling run in TBC for release. And so he's on Netherwind and I'm on Fairlina. And another friend of ours is on another server. I think it's on Benediction or something. And so we're all on separate servers. And we're all going to converge to go to Zolkir's server on Netherwind. And so my friend that is on Benediction was unsure whether he would play a lock or a rogue. He had like he considered also like Prot Pally or like whatever. He wasn't too sure, but anyway. And he decided to go with the rogue. So he boosted himself a rogue, level 58 rogue on Netherwind that he started leveling today. And I'm super excited because, man, like rogue Discipline Priest is like, you know, it's such a good comp. It's such a good comp in 2v2. And, you know, you're just literally one mage away from the RMP, you know, so it's absolutely like amazing. I'm super excited about that. So he's going to level a rogue in TBC and I'm really happy. I think it's a really cool choice and he seems to be really happy too, which is, you know, the most important thing. So he did that today. He boosted himself on my friend's server. So now there's two of them over there. But then he also told me, he was saying, hey, do you remember this guy from, you know, from high school basically, or like whatever, from a long time ago? Do you remember this guy? He actually plays on the Netherwind server. So without knowing, we have another person that is like going to be part of the team. And this other person plays a warrior. So we have a warrior, we have a rogue, then we have me as a priest, and we have my friend Zolkir that is going to be a shaman. And on top of that, apparently, my friend that is playing the rogue, his name is Steve. Steve told me that this new guy that is on the server, this friend from a long time ago, actually has an other friend on the server already. So we basically have a full group right there. We have like me that's healing as a priest. We're gonna have an enhancement shaman. We're gonna have a warrior and a rogue. And then I don't know what this last person is going to play. It'd be cool if it'd be a caster, like maybe like a, you know, like a mage or something, or even a lock. That would be really awesome. So yeah. So that's what's going on. It's just like, you know, we started with not knowing who I'd be playing with and like whatever, and now I have 5 people that are there that I'll be able to potentially play with in on this new server. And the thing that's even more awesome, at least in my mind, the thing that's even more awesome is that we like, sorry, I'm losing my train of thoughts. Let me just take a sip of tea. Some good old tea. So yeah, in Shevska, I didn't know how much it'd be there. I don't know if you know, we'd have to like basically farm with other people. And oh, and Zolkir's brother, Zolkir's younger brother, is going to be playing TBC again, and he's gonna play a warlock. So we have like warlock warrior, we have warlock mage, we have warlock shaman, I guess. I don't know what else it's gonna look like, but whatever. Yeah, anyway, we just have so many different comps, so many like options, so many whatever. That's like really cool. And like if we want to make groups, you know, groups for leveling up, we're gonna have like a warlock, a rogue, a shaman, and you know, like me, like for sure. And basically we'll need a tank. And if it turns out that the warrior that we're going to be with will want to tank, then we basically have a full group right there, which would include a caster, which is really awesome. The reason why I want a caster in my leveling group is because so I decided to go with the spec. So I decided to go with the spec Discipline to get improved Divine Spirit and Divine Spirit. and instead of going full holy. So the full holy spec would go all in here to get Circle of Healing, and then eventually you would go back to discipline a little bit and get some talents, I think all the way to inner focus, I think maybe meditation, I'm not entirely sure, but you'll get a few talents here. But the main thing that you're looking for is Circle of Healing, and you'll want to spam Circle of Healing as much as possible in raids, especially, you know, like in AoE heavy encounters and stuff, which apparently Circle of Healing doesn't become really relevant before later in the expansion. But they do say like every raid, or pretty much every raid, will need to have one priest that is like the Divine Spirit priest. And the Divine Spirit priest is because it gives the buff, right? It gives the spirit buff. But what's really important, which is the difference with TBC and vanilla, if I remember, is that the improved Divine Spirit gives you a buff that increases your damage and healing by 10% of total spirit, which means basically the more spirit you have, the more healing you'll have and the more spell power you have. So having one priest in the raid that has this basically gives a 10% boost to spell damage to all the casters in the group. And that's huge. Like 10%, you know, like, I don't know, people at this point in TBC, people will have about like 1,000, probably like 1,000-ish spell damage. So 10% is like 100. So 100 more spell damage is literally one piece of gear, the equivalent of one piece of gear extra spell damage that is going to be given just by buffing them with the DS. So it's a really important buff. It's a really cool one. It's a very I don't know. It's just it's an important one. And so having a warlock or a mage in the group as we level up is going to be good, precisely because it will give me I will be able to give them a damage buff as we level, which means more damage, which means we clear the stuff quicker and blah blah blah. You get the gist of it. So I chose this. I could have gone for the all-out healing spec, right? I could have gone for the all-out healing spec and go all the way like here, you know, like it would have gotten me Circle of Healing already and stuff like that. But I decided not to, and the reason why I decided not to was for the 10% buff that I'm giving for damage to my group what am I saying? Oh, and I read it wrong. Sorry, chat. I read it wrong earlier. It boosts their damage by 10% of their total spirit, not 10% of their damage or healing spell power. So if you have, like, I'm guessing, like right now I have like, you know, 200 or so. Like I'm guessing we're probably going to be in the range of like 400, probably 400 spirit, maybe 500 spirit. So 10% of 500 would be 50. And then I would give them a 50 buff to their damage, which is still not negligible. It's still really good. So having this talent, what this talent means is basically the more casters you have in your group, the more relevant this talent becomes. That's just basically what it means. So that's why, like, you know, going with this build and having like a group that's basically full of melee would have been like counterproductive. And at this point I should have just gone with going like full healing just to pump my healing a lot. But I really don't see why. I really don't see why or how I would have any problem healing in dungeons without, like, you know, being full decked out healing spec, like whatever. I already have this, and as I'm gonna level, I'm already gonna have, you know, like I'm already have 6% more healing there, then a little bit there boosted by my spirit, and that's actually really good, right? Because this increases, so it's basically the improved divine spirit makes it that this talent basically becomes 35%. So now piled up with this talent, the more like my my total spirit is people are gonna have a boost of 35% of their total spirit, which is way more. So like piling this one talent up with this one is actually makes like a huge difference for casters again. So I don't know. I'm not sure exactly. Like, I don't think there's a particularly best route. I think this could be a good one. If you go all this at first, I think it's gonna be a solid one. But normally in dungeons, the damage tend to be a little less AoE and more like single target. So having like stuff like inner focus and DI and like having more mana regen and a bigger like maybe save mana on like renews and stuff like that. Like having these here, like meditation, inner focus, and like all of that stuff, I think, and having more spirit in general, I think it's just gonna make it so that I will have to drink maybe a little less during the pulls. And if I have to drink less, it means we can pull faster. And I do have improve renew. I decided to go 3 to 3 out of improve renew quicker than this because I will not be questing in the outside world. So if I'm not questing in the outside world, it means that, like, you know, like having less interruption on my spells is not super relevant. So yeah, anyway, it's I'm happy with the choice that I made. And I do think that for the beginning, for the leveling process, this is probably the best talents, but it would be way more beneficial and way more advantageous the more casters we have in the group. So if that 5th person that I don't know what they're playing plays a caster, that'd be absolutely incredible. Like a mage would be ideal. And if we have a warlock from my friend's brother, from Zolkir's brother, it's still gonna be very good. And that'd be so epic. If that other guy actually plays a mage, that'd be so freaking awesome. You'd have like, we would have RMP. Okay, look at the comps that we'd have. Holy shit. We'd have RMP as a possibility. We would have WLP as an option. We would have MLP, so Mage Lock Priest, as an option, which is also really solid. We would have RLP, so like Rogue Lock Priest, also as an option. Damn. And in case, we might have like Warrior Mage, which I don't know, it would be good, but whatever. And I don't know, it's just, it feels like there's so much like possibilities with the comps that we'd have. If that other guy would be a mage, you know, that would be just so insane. And in case sometimes we want to, like, you know, change things up and we want to kind of like have some variants or something like that, I could always go Shadow Priest and play Shadow Play with my friend that would be healing on his shaman. No, I'm pretty sure that Shadow Play is decent and good with Shadow Play is very good with a druid, but maybe it would be okay with a shaman, knowing that like, because the shaman weakness is that it has to cast a lot, so it's susceptible to interrupts and like all of that stuff, and it's cast dependent. But like with the offensive capabilities of the shaman, with like all the purges, the groundings, and like all of that stuff, and it does decent, like very solid damage too, then having a Shadow Priest that has a lot of off healing would actually be something very valuable, I think. Let me check what's the Ooh, Lightning Eel. We love to see it. Okay. So Vampiric Touch heals people for 50%, 15% of the damage done, and increase the percentage heal for Vampiric Embrace. Oh, that's Vampiric Embrace. 10-second cooldown. That's insane. And then Vampiric Touch gives the mana. Okay, so you have a dot, then dot. So Vampiric Embrace would heal the target from the damage done. So you still have like a a heal over time that would constantly be ticking from the Shadow Priest damage, on top of regenerating mana and having a lot of defensive capabilities with like shielding, you know, like shielding like the other people from the party and stuff. So I feel like having like a Shadow Priest lock, so Shadow Priest as the aspect, the lock that just puts a tremendous amount of pressure, would maybe allow the shaman to shine a little bit more than with other compositions. So maybe not, maybe I'm just literally like, I'm making shit up like on top of my head, but it just to show the extent of like all the compositions that we can have, you know. And I think that's actually so really cool. It'd be really cool if we have just like a crew of people that kind of follows each other, you know. It's like, oh, tonight I want to do a dungeon, you know, like tonight we want to do a dungeon, like, oh, who's gonna be logging in, and we already have a full group, you know. As long as like, if our warrior wants to tank, you know, if our warrior wants to tank, then we basically have like we're always gonna have a healer and a tank. I'll be healing, he's always gonna be a tank, and other people are gonna be like DPSing, obviously, duh. So I don't know, it just feels like it's very exciting. It's exciting to know that we're all gonna be on the same server, that we're all gonna like converge there, that everything is gonna like, I don't know, it's just very exciting stuff. And the other thing too, and I guess we'll have to keep this between us, is that like, so I transferred this guy on Faralina on May 25th. Yeah. So on May 25th, I transferred this guy on Faralina. And in Classic, there is a cooldown for character transfer, and the cooldown is 90 days, so 3 months. So if you take the 25th of June, 25th of May, and you go 3 months later, you're basically the 25th of June, which is a month after the launch of TBC. So I was really sad because I'm going to be like, dudes, like everybody's going to be on their server. Everybody's going to be doing their thing. All my friends are going to be like on that server, and I won't be able to play with them for the launch because I won't be able to transfer my character because of the cooldown. So that's what I thought initially, and it might still be the case. But today, just out of curiosity, I went into the character service screen. I started the process of transferring this character to their server, which is Netherwind, and I did not encounter any problems whatsoever. There was no message telling me that there was a cooldown. There was no message telling me that, you know, it wouldn't be ready or it wouldn't be okay. Yeah, there was no message of anything, no notice, no exclamation mark, no whatever anywhere that would make it appear as if it wouldn't be a possibility. So I was kind of like, ooh, there's a chance that it's gonna work out. Give me 1 second. All right. Sorry, my my screen over there went to sleep because I didn't like play with it, you know. So now if you guys write me in the chat, I'll be able to see it. Before that, I wouldn't. So anyway, all that to say that yeah, there is a chance, at least the way it seemed to have been going, it seems like I might be able to transfer my priests over to their server before the launch, which would mean that during the entirety of the launch and the leveling process and like whatever, I would be able to be with them on their server doing all of that stuff, which is amazing and incredible. I would love that so much. I actually wrote a blog, not a blog, I wrote like a post on like WoW forums to be like, hey, you know, I feel like a lot of people, you know, like a lot of people are coming back from the game and people are all spread out, you know, on so many different servers and like whatever. So how about we reduce the cooldown for this period of time to allow people to get to the place where they need to be able to play with their friends that have come back or something like that. So I don't know. I don't think anybody see it. There's probably no comments on it. Like, I'm assuming nothing happened or like whatever, but if it is the case, I would be so freaking delighted. I think it's actually amazing. But right now I wasn't able to test it because you're not allowed to transfer if you have items on the auction house, and I have 78 item on the auction house right now, so I can't transfer yet. I need to wait for all of my 78 items to expire, and only then I'll be able to try to transfer. So fingers crossed, but there is, at first I was just not hopeful. I didn't think it was a possibility altogether. I didn't think, it'd be able to do anything. But now, like, this has given me hope. It has given me hope that there might be a chance that I'll be able to play with my friend on launch and be able to do the level grind with them, which is just perfect. I'd just be so happy. Okay, I'm gonna wait until this bobs, and then I'll just pour myself some tea. But how about you folks in the chat? What's your plan for the TBC launch? Do you plan to take it easy? You plan to go hardcore? You plan to level with dungeon grinding, or just just taking it easy, trying to quest in the outside world like crazy people? Like what are people's plans for the launch of TBC? Or do you plan to stay in classic? I really wonder, out of like curiosity of the people that might be there in the chat, who plans to stay in classic TBC? Maybe even just like copy their character or something, like clone their characters. I'm just really curious as to who plans to stick around in TBC. And look at that, we're at 13 eels. Ooh, that's groovy. Oh, I like that. I want to like this song. So this song is called Home Sweet Home by Chipsel. You can see it in the chat. If you're on Twitch, by the way, for those who are watching over on YouTube, if you come to Twitch, so it's like www.twitch.tv/Fugeki22. If you're on Twitch, you can I have an app that I've downloaded that is like included within the stream, that whenever there's a song that plays, there's an automatic message that's generated in the chat, and it actually names what the song is, and it gives the authors and the name, and maybe like a link also to where you can find the song, like on that particular app that is called Pretzel Rocks. So if ever you want to, like, if you'd rather hang out, like in on Twitch, to be able to find out, like, if you hear a song that's that suits your groove and you want to like know what it is, then that's a very like easy way for you to figure it out. Also, I've set up, I don't think I'm not sure how it's working, to be honest, but I've set up stuff like loyalty points and all of that stuff with like on the my loyalty points are called Fugekis. I thought it was very funny. It's like it's basically Fugeki, but instead of an I at the end, it's like E-E-Z, it's Fugekis. Anyway, so as you hang out on the channel and you comment and you like, you just assist, but you participate in the chat, you get like loyalty points, and eventually you can trade these loyalty points for just kind of like perks you can have in the chat. Sometimes it's like you can request particular things from me. You can I think eventually you might be able to even use your loyalty points to request particular songs and things like that. So as long as it's songs that comes from this app that is called Pretzel Rocks. So yeah, like it's just a kind of, you can gamble your points in some kind of like mini games that you can have on stream and stuff. So yeah, Twitch is a very interactive platform for the viewer experience on Twitch is very, very, very awesome. I'm not saying the viewer experience on YouTube is bad. Like I watch, for example, like all of the WoW tournaments and whatever. I watch everything on YouTube, and I'm always like having a good time. But there's more that is offered, I think, on Twitch in terms of participation. Like you can participate more actively by playing all these games and using your loyalty points to do some stuff, whatever. So And also, if you have a Twitch Prime account, right now it's not, my Twitch is not monetized because there's not enough viewers yet. But whenever I'm gonna grow to have Twitch monetized, I will be like, you can connect your Amazon account to Twitch. And when you connect your Amazon account and your Twitch account together, then every single month you get a Twitch Prime, and you get to give the Twitch Prime to whichever, you know, streamer you want for free. So it basically, you would subscribe to their channel for free for 1 month, and the streamer still receives the benefits of a subscription. So it's basically like you don't spend any money, and it helps the streamer out by giving them a little something. So it's a really cool system, and it's a great way to support your favorite streamers without necessarily having to like spend money out of your own pockets. Well, outside of like paying for the Amazon Prime, you know, like membership, but I'm assuming you probably already have that. If you like, don't pay for an Amazon Prime membership exclusively to be able to give your Twitch chat stuff, you know, like I don't think it's a good move. And it doesn't have to be me, right? You can give it to literally any single streamer that you want, as long as they have an option to monetize their channel. So, which I don't. Also, chat. Oh my god, I had such a crazy thing happen today. It's not that crazy, but whatever. Like, it was crazy to me. Okay, so for those that have been hanging around in the chat lately, you should know, or you probably know by now, that I've been shopping for a new apartment to move in with my fiance. So right now I'm living in Toronto, and like the place that we have, like it's been basically, there's a mouse problem, there's a mice problem in the building, and it's not going away. I've been living here for 3 years now, and every 8 to 9 months there's we need to order like a treatment for mice, and it always comes back and whatever because it's not treated properly. I've been explained why it's not treated properly by the mice person, that came to my apartment 2 days ago. But anyway, so I kind of lost faith that the problem is ever gonna go away, and it's been pretty bad this time. And part of the reason why it's been bad is because it has been not taken care of quick enough. So I had to wait basically, I had to wait like 3 weeks for someone to come to my apartment and fix it, which is way too long. So like the families have reproduced and like whatever, and I've been told also that it takes 2 weeks for mice that get pregnant and deliver their babies, I think, or something like that. So they reproduce very quickly, and now they're like in the walls, and they're coming out of places. So this week, normally there's a hole behind my oven. I have a cable that leaves the oven and goes into the wall, and they didn't close the entirety of the hole properly, so there's space around where the cable is, and the mice are sneaking out of this particular hole from the wall. They climb into the wall, and then they go into that hole, and they enter basically behind my oven. So the hole has never been closed all of these years, all the time that I've made the treatments or like whatever. Nobody has like figured out that like the solution to prevent them from getting into the apartment was closing the holes. But anyway, but they used to just stay behind my oven. Like the mice would just really just stay behind my oven, and it would sometime like poke its head out into the kitchen, but it would like hang out in the kitchen maybe for a bit and then run behind the oven. And I was able to prevent them from exiting by like taping around the oven, and like anyway, so I had my own system. It kind of worked for a while and whatever, but this time it didn't work because there was not just one mouse but many of them. And when I closed the access for them to get into the kitchen, they started to climb inside my oven. So not like if I open the door of the oven and I look inside, there's nothing there. But around this, like in the frame of the oven, like where there's all like the wires and the mechanisms and like whatever that we don't see, they climbed up there. And they went all the way up to the upper level of my oven. And I have like spiral oven, like the elements are like spiral elements. And if you don't know, like you have the spiral elements, and then you have the little kind of hole under it, and then there's like a place where like things drop. There is like a little hole at the bottom, and this place is about like maybe an inch and a half thick, and it's empty. And I could hear the mice hanging out in the upper level of the oven. So I was kind of like, dude, like they're literally up there. They're climbing inside the oven and they're hanging around like right under the elements. And I was like, oh my God, are you kidding me? And I hear them like gnaw and scratch and whatever, and they're really high. So I kind of like freaked out because I was like, listen, they could just pop out into one of the holes that's under the elements and they could just start running everywhere on my counter. You know, like what would prevent them from doing that? So I bought some. You can have some like steel wool that you use to you know, like when your dishes are like very dirty, some people use that to like scratch it, which can damage your cutlery, by the way. But anyway, that's not the point. They can't gnaw their way through that, so it's a really good way to, like, you can stuff that into your wall, into the holes, and they won't be able to pass through anymore. So I stuffed my oven and the holes. I unplugged the elements and I put like some of that wool stuff and like whatever right there to prevent them from coming out and running everywhere into my counter next to my oven. But that also means that I'm not able to use the elements to cook. So it's like I can't use a pan, I can't use a pot, I can't use any of that because the elements are they can't be used like at all. And I'm afraid that the mice has like gnawed through some of the wires, and that if I light it up, you know, there might be like a short circuit, and I don't want it to catch fire or something or whatever. So basically, I have not been able to use the elements to cook for the last 3 weeks, and that's after I told my superintendent to like solve the problem. So yeah, when I did groceries, the only thing that I did is I only bought stuff that you can cook in the oven. So I have some like frozen vegetable lasagnas and some like vegetable dumplings and whatever. And so yeah, I bought like all of these stuff, and I've put it like, I just use the oven exclusively to cook, and that's it. So these mice have been very problematic. They changed my lifestyle, and not only that, but they also, like, you know, I could hear them gnaw and scratch, and when I hear it, like, I get worried. You know, like, I got worried, like, what if they start running everywhere in the apartment? What if they start like running on my counter? What if they start damaging my goods? What if they start, you know? So every time I was not able to sleep properly. I was just there, like I was sleeping with my ears open, and every single noise that I would hear, I would freak out. Every single noise, I'd be like waking up and be like running to the kitchen, see like if I could catch it before, like, so it can run into its hiding place or something. So I slept like crap for basically 3 weeks, until, like, you know, it was there. And the thing that was like the cherry on the cake, you know, the drop that makes the water glass overspill, was when I went into, I started hearing scratching noises in my closet. So my kitchen is like right behind me, as you can see, but my closet is all the way there. So like it would have to have basically left the kitchen and ran into the closet to get there. So it's kind of like, that's it, they're coming out and now they're in my closet. I don't want it to chew on my clothes or on my furniture or like whatever that might be. So yeah, I was like this has to stop. I can't wait for the management to do what it has to do anymore. So I'm just going to yeah, so I was like, I'm just going to hopefully it'll be able to get away in res, maybe. Yeah, I doubt it. All right. That's okay. Oh, the resing spot is right here, so that's not too bad. So anyway, I slid my crap, whatever, but then there was that mice that just like make noise in my closet, and I was like, no, like they're spreading everywhere. This is way too much, and like my bed is literally right by like the closet, so I was kind of like, what if it comes out and then it comes into my bed while I'm sleeping and blah blah blah. Anyway, I was just like nah, I can't fucking deal with this anymore, whatever. So in an emergency, I called someone like in emergency and be like, you know, like it's a 24/7 like hotline or whatever of just like of just doing that stuff. And look at us, little crew. Look at us, little crew fishing. So yeah, so I was like, I called the guy in emergency and be like, damn, like I can't stand this. I can't, you know, whatever. I need to, I don't know. I need to like deal with this. I can't sustain that anymore. I'm tired. I'm pissed and like whatever. And after all of this, so I solved the problem and I lost faith in management. I lost faith in the way it's going to be handled. I lost faith that the problem will ever be solved. And then my fiance would just say, hey, how about we just kind of like, you know, consider moving out, you know? And I was excited because like I've been waiting to kind of like move out of here for a while, like whatever. But anyway, so all of that to say that since then we've looked for apartments and we found a really amazing apartment in an incredible neighborhood close to a really beautiful park that is overlooking Lake Ontario, which is a lake, for those who don't know, Lake Ontario, it's a lake that's so big that like it's like an ocean. Like when you're standing on the shore, you can't see the other side of the lake. Literally, it's like it feels like it's an ocean. And there's like a really amazingly cute beach that's right there, like 5-minute walk from where we are. That's surrounded by a park, beautiful park with big trees and like, you know, like benches everywhere, like picnic tables and whatever. It's just such a cool neighborhood, such a cool area. And we went to visit the place and so we went to visit the place and it's been like, it was really awesome. It was like freshly renovated, like new appliances, blah, 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 like a bunch of really good stuff. And the people that live there like seems to be really cool too. And I don't know, it was such a cool vibe, a good feeling. So I moved forward with the application. I completed the application online. So that's the way they work. Like you need to complete an application online. And when the application is complete, they like look it up, they make sure everything is all right. And if ever you get the thing, then you get the apartment and eventually you can move in, right? So all the process is like happening online. How much? Per month? $18.50. $18.50 per month for 2 bedrooms. And it's in the suburbs of Toronto. So it's not in Toronto, it's in the suburbs. It's in Etobicoke. So we're looking to so if the process goes well, which today that was a fun part of the story, is that I did the application online, and then when I go online, I was like, I wanted to go to my I wanted to go to like see how it's there. I wanted to see like what's the it's in Etobicoke. Let me write in the chat. Etobicoke. That's the way you write it. So I did the whole thing and we applied with the Etobicoke. Yeah. Etobicoke. I always do like drug jokes, obviously. They're all junkies, everybody that lives there. But yeah, so what happened is like we did the application, and then when I go online and I check on my online profile with that company, right? I go on my account, it says that I don't have an application, and it says that I can't apply to anything. I have no application. And when I go into, there's a specific thing that says status. So the status of my application. And it says, oh, no application has been selected. So I was kind of like, what the fuck happened with my application? It just disappeared from the website. I was like, what the hell happened? And so then I called the agent today and I was kind of like, hey, like my application is not on the website. Is it normal? So I told that to the guy yesterday. And normally he's very quick. He answers me like over phone, over email within like 10 minutes. And now I sent it that yesterday and he didn't answer. And today I sent him another message and he did not answer. And then after that, 2 hours later, I sent an email and he didn't answer. And I was like, what the hell is happening here? And then I was afraid. I was like, maybe I got scammed. You know, I was like, maybe it's like that thing. They just pretend they're an organization. You go online, you do the application, and in the application process, you pay for like the first deposit for the apartment. So it's like, what if they just a thing that they just make you pay and then there's actually nothing and it just like the company doesn't exist and like whatever. So I was freaking out. I did like research online. I looked to make sure the company was legit. I did all of that shit. I was kind of like, dude, what happened? And then eventually I called the guy. It was 4 o'clock. He didn't answer. And he called me back like 30 minutes later. And then he said, oh, sorry. Today was my day off. So I didn't have my cell phone on me. I was like, dude, I was freaking the hell out. I thought literally like this was a scam. I thought that like, you know, like money was being stolen. And it's just the guy just had a day off. And then he had this like random dude that just kept fucking calling him every, like, you know, sending him messages and texts because he was freaking out like the entire day. And anyway, so it's like, oh, I'm sorry. It just like, and he said it's normal. That's the way that the system works, is you make the application. Yeah, maybe you got a mouse problem. Maybe, exactly. Oh my god, that'd be so fucking funny. So yeah, so when he called me and he said everything is okay, I have my application. Now he needed to have additional information to run like the credit check and like whatever. But man, when he called me, oh, I was so relieved. I was like, holy shit, finally, man, this is so. Whew. Hey Zolkir, look at that, look at that. Right now, I'm doing a test, but it actually works. If you go to Karazhan, right, because now that it's in TBC, Karazhan has become a TBC zone. If you go into the river around, no matter where you are in the river around Karazhan, and you equip some like high-level fishing stuff like this to increase your fishing skills, you actually fish TBC fish. So see, all of these are all TBC fish. This is like for a tanking food buff. This is for a spellcaster food buff. And this is for leveling fishing. So TBC is not out yet, and I'm already fishing TBC fishes to power the way through and make some gold by selling these food buffs, which are going to be insane. Yeah, I can fish TBC fish by coming to Karazhan all over the river, equipping something like you know, either the night crawlers or the bright bubbles, something to increase your fishing skill. And then you can get the fish. And the food buffs are really amazing too. Like, so this fish, the lightning eel, this fish, the food buff that it gives, it's called like, I think it's like storm chops is the name of the thing, is the name of the food that you buy. And what it does is when you equip it, it's like it gives you like an aura that whenever you have mobs around you, you give them like electric damage. So it's like you eat the food and then you get electric, and when mobs are around you, you just zap the mobs around you. So for the tanks that are running like AoE pulls and stuff like that from the tanks that are running like AoE pools that want to generate a lot of aggro, this fish is actually awesome. It's also really good for like AoE farming. To give like AoE damage when people come towards you. Anyway, so that's a really cool, amazing buff. And the Crescent Tail Skullfish, this one is it's a food buff for casters and it's a 30-minute buff, a 30-minute food buff with the lightning eel. And this one is also a 30-minute food buff. And the food buff for this one is it gives you 20 spell crit, so 20 spell crit rating and 20 spirit. So spell crit and spirit is actually, I think it's going to be a really good full buff. So these two are actually like really going to be very much money makers. So yeah, as you said, Fugeki making money, coming from another layer, coming from a different world, a different dimension. I am a changed man, a change priest. I am a priest that makes money. No, well, I didn't sold any because I need to cook them, but the recipe is only going to be available in TBC. So now I have the fish, but I don't have the recipe. I need to wait until TBC to have the recipe, and then I'm going to cook them, and then I'm going to sell the fish. So it's right now, it's only preparation. I can't make money off of it right now. But look at that. Like, please, I need someone to tell me I did good, okay? I need you to validate me. So please validate me. I literally just bought my epic mount, and as you know, I have never had an epic mount in 15 years of playing this game. I've never had an epic mount in Warcraft, right? But I bought the mount and I still have 400 gold. Normally I would buy the mount and then I would be at 0. I'd have no money, no nothing, or like whatever. Now, not only do I have my mount, but on top of that, I have 400 gold. Which I know 400 gold, it's not crazy. I know it's not like, you know, millionaire stuff and like whatever. But for me, 400 gold is good. And you, more than anyone, should know this. Yay! Yo-ho! And a lot of people said, when I watched some guides online for like gold making and like whatever for TBC, and that's what a lot of people say. It's like, if you're a healer and you're not a class that's good at money making, then you're not a class that's good at money making, then fishing is actually a really good way to make money in TBC. So I think that's really what I'm gonna do. Whenever I want to make money and farm gold in TBC, whatever, as a healing priest, I'm just gonna use fishing. So thank you. I appreciate that. I needed to hear it. How much gold do you have? Amol Goji, if you put all your characters together, how much gold do you have? Oh, Steve, thanks for subscribing. Awesome. Thank you, man. I really appreciate it. $9,000 gold. What the fuck? That was before the boost or after the boosting? With the boosting, you're gonna go down to like 10. You're gonna go down to like 10 gold. Man, 9,000. How did you make all of that gold? Was it just like mage farming while you were like leveling and stuff? After, God. So how many gold did you have before boosting? That's ridiculous. By the way, Chad, we're almost done with the stream. I know I'm supposed to quit at 12. Normally I stop at 12, but I want to get one last crescent tails coalfish. I'm at 19. I want to stop when I'm going to get 20. So we're going to stick around until we get one more of these. Not sure. Maybe it's all these like GDKPs and stuff, and that's so crazy, man. 9,000 gold, like what the flunk? The moment I'll get that much money in WoW, we'll know there's gonna be a problem with the game, because I will never ever get that amount. Man, with that amount, like honest to God, with that amount, you'll actually be able to literally buy your epic flying. As soon as it starts, you just go in, you just buy the stuff, you buy epic flying, and there you go. You already have all your money. You piece of shit. I hate you. Go to hell. All right, chat. Alrighty, chat. I got my 20 fishes. I got what I need. Not much GGKP. Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, you have a mage. You already have so many good like farming classes, and I know you like to farm gold. So I mean, I'm not surprised that you ended up having like all of that amount of money. But yeah, chat. This is going to be the end for me right now. Thanks for everyone to hang out into the stream. Thanks for Steve for the subscription. I really appreciate it. This is amazing, buddy. Like, thank you so much. Thanks for Zolkir to have popped in at the end of the stream, have a really cool conversation, and validate my feeling that I did good, you know, farming my gold for the first time in Classic WoW. And as usual, I'm always gonna be up 10:30 EST from Sunday to Thursdays. So this is the last stream for this week, and I'm gonna start again. So I don't have. So Zolkir asked, how can I give a subscription? So my Twitch channel is not monetized yet because I don't have enough viewers, I don't have enough followers. So like it needs, I can't monetize my stream yet because I'm not big enough. But over on YouTube, you can subscribe to the channel over on YouTube. Because yeah, I'm not a partner yet. I can't be there. So yeah, exactly. So I can't do it on Twitch, but YouTube already offers a subscription plans. Even I don't need to have a certain amount of stuff. You can kind of like go in right away. And I know that Steve, that's what Steve did. Did subscribe over on YouTube. So that's what happened. So yeah, but for everybody else, thank you so much. What do you need? What do you mean? What do I need? To be a partner, you need to have an average of, I think you need to have 50 followers. So you need to have 50 followers and you need to have an average of 3 viewers. So on stream, you need to have a consistent average of 3 viewers, which I don't have. I think my average is like 1.5 or something like that, or like whatever. So you need to constantly be at 3 for a full month. And you also need to have 50 followers, which I don't have. So we're on the way there. There's some threshold that I'm slowly but surely getting there, but you know, we're working our way up there. And it also probably doesn't help that I'm like spreading around like a little bit on YouTube and a little bit on Twitch too. So maybe having everything at once would probably help me, but whatever. Like so far, as much exposure as I can get right now is just good. So I don't really care. And as long as I'm not a partner, there's no restriction on like streaming. So when you become a partner, you're restricted to be able to stream on Twitch. So yeah, so right now I don't have that problem because I don't have as much. I think I have something maybe around like 10-ish followers maybe. No, I have 8 followers. So I have 8 followers so far and I need 50. So I still need 42 more. So we're gonna get there. We just gotta keep grinding, you know? You know, we're used to playing Classic. We're used to grinding. I was a grinder playing tennis. You know that more than anybody else in my life. So, you know, I know grinding and I'm not afraid that we're going to get there. And also, for those who did not know, I did post a video today on YouTube. It's an exclusive quest. It's a quest that's only available for the 2 weeks of the pre-BC T-patch. After the pre-patch is going to be done, this quest is going to disappear. And it gives you a pretty cool cosmetic item. It's a tabard. It's a really cool tabard that it's an on-use tabard that whenever you click on the tabard, it gives like a flex animation with an explosion of like holy nova like around you, whatever. So if you're interested in having this, if you're interested in getting this very unique item that you have only a 2 weeks window to do it, make sure to go check my video online and find out how you'll be able to do that. And for everybody else, thank you very much. Thank you so much for your help, for your support. And thank you again, Steve, for the subscription. Thank you, Zolkir, for the amazing conversation. And I will see you folks on Sunday, 10:30. So bye-bye, take care, and I will see you in 2 days.